Doris, born Jessie Doris Delavingen in London, entered the world as the daughter of Edward Charles Delavingen, a French haberdasher, and Jessie Marion Homan, an Englishwoman of refined sensibilities. In her youth, she found herself selling second-hand dresses to London's theaters, a modest occupation that, by a twist of fate, brought her into contact with the luminous actress Gertrude Lawrence. Recognizing the young woman's natural charm and elegance, Lawrence welcomed her into the glittering circles of London high society, where Doris's presence would soon captivate all who encountered her. On May 16, 1928, Doris married Valentine Brown, 6th Earl of Kenmare, known by the courtesy title Viscount Castlemaine. From that moment, she assumed the title of Viscountess Castlemaine, and her name became synonymous with sophistication and grace within the social elite. Though her marriage to the Viscount remained childless, Doris's poise and charisma ensured that she left an indelible mark on the world she inhabited, even as the union eventually ended in divorce in 1938. Doris had many lovers, counted among them some of the most prominent figures of the era, including Sir Winston Churchill himself. Churchill first met Doris while on holiday in the south of France, at a villa owned by the actress Maxine Elliott. Their connection took on an especially intense character during 4 occasions they spent together at that villa between 1934 and 1936. At the time, Churchill's marriage to Clementine was going through a difficult phase, and his political career had reached a period of stagnation. Friends noted that he seemed to be struggling with bouts of depression, seeking, if only briefly, solace in Doris's presence. In 1934, Churchill wrote to Doris, "How delightful it was at Maxine's. You were once again a clear blessing, a ray of sunlight by the pool. I wonder if we shall meet again next summer." Their relationship, intermittent yet enduring, stretched over 8 years, leaving its mark on both their lives. In 1940, Doris traveled to the United States to stay with friends. Historians note that during the height of World War II, Churchill was particularly anxious for her to return to London before the American public could learn of their affair. He feared that Doris, then without independent means, might grant an interview and reveal the existence of their romance, including the portrait Churchill had painted of her, which she had taken to the United States. In 1942, during a visit to Washington, Churchill slipped away from an official event to share a private dinner with his former lover. There, he persuaded Doris that it was imperative for her to return to Britain. Soon after, arrangements were made for her to travel back to London by seaplane, the portrait in her possession. Upon her arrival, she was met by her former husband. That would be the last time Doris and Churchill saw one another. Tragically, on December 12, 1942, Doris was found dead in a room at the Dorchester Hotel on Park Lane, London. Her death was caused by an overdose of sleeping pills, closing the final chapter of a life marked by glamour, passion, and untold longing. One of Britain's most prominent newspapers, the Telegraph, wrote, "Churchill was idolized, but this story allows us to see him as a far more complex figure. He remains a national hero, yet he is also a man who had a romance with Doris."